Galaxy number one. Hello. Hello. Baby. How are you? Hello. Why hello? I gotta make my Instagram. You early birds know the deal, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Alright, let's hit the button. Gossamer, welcome in. Alright, here we go, babies. Hello, Instagram. Did you know that I'm on Twitter? That's cool. I like it there, kind of, sometimes. Look, there's Sasato. What a coincidence. Ah, I'm live. Come hang out. Okay, hello, I'm back. Let me put a link sticker, baby. I'm gonna need a link sticker, baby, tonight. Oh, yeah, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Oh, woo. All right. Hello. I'm doing pretty good. It's Wednesday. Love the stream title. I forgot what I named it. Oh, yeah. I was like, well, what if I just was the most straightforward Catboy? Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty energized today. Somehow. I slept okay. I've got lots of tea. It's gonna be a beautiful day. A beautiful. Oi. Oi. Oi, 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 oi. I am also working on... I have a couple things I want to do. I want to... I'm trying to make a new video for the what do you call it? The Ko-fi shop. Additionally, I'm trying to make another YouTube video. This has been a pretty light client work week. I have a video that I want to make about sound effects. But I don't know if I'll be able to get all those things done by Friday. Because I like to release things on Friday. And it's currently already Wednesday. But, we'll see. We'll see. Because typically, Thursday evenings, while Cozy Cat Girl, my fiancé, is streaming, I also will just get some work. Sound effects like, ah! Sound effects like, ah! Ah! Is that how you scream? You just go, ah! 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 Oh, there's a pin right here. I have a little cat pin with the potions. Oh my god. Oh, it's time. Ah! 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 Crow scream. Crow, 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 crow. Hello, happy Wednesday. How are you all doing today? I hope it's well. I started the stream late because... Oh, I'll just do it while we're streaming. I was reading, I guess, like... I didn't open Steam yesterday, like, after the 10 a... Oh, shoot. After the 10 a.m., and I didn't see that, like, Steam had, like, a whole anniversary thing. And I was, like, reading about it, and then I was like, uh-oh, it's time to stream. Like, I opened it up just so that, like, it would be ready to go, you know? And I was like, whoops! Whoopsie-doo! Uh-oh! Oops! Oops! Uh-oh! Oopsie! Oh! Oh! Look at all these games on Steam. Super Bomberman R2. No user reviews. Battle Royale. I don't know if I'd describe Bomberman as Battle Royale, but okay. Anyways, it's time to play. Do you like watching a stream where you can't see what I'm looking at on Steam? Anyways, I got gifted Baldur's Gate 3 also, so I've been playing that in my... I've been picking apart that, like, little bit by bit. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm not very far in it at all. Oh, wait. Let me open up a new tab also. Okay. All right. We turn the data off. We do a this. How many of you... You can throw children? Oh, my God. How... do you all have it? Does everybody in the world but me have it, except I have it now? You know what I mean? I'm enjoying it, but I feel like I'm a little late to the party. Excuse me. Alright. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bam. Children need. Alright, babies. 2nd November. Oh, there you are. Oh, no. So, I don't know. I don't have it, but everyone I know online does it. It's very good. It took me... I like games like that, and it took me like an hour or two to kind of get in the groove, but now I'm in the groove, and I'm like, ooh, baby. I'm like thinking about it when I'm not playing it, you know, that kind of thing. I'm like, ooh, but what if I, ooh. Alright, so I guess we just got out of court. And now we're gonna do some more investigating, I think. Because... I don't 100% remember what just happened, but I'm sure they'll elaborate. Everyone wants Asterion. Yeah, everybody loves him. He's very, darling. Yo, hello. Oh no! Welcome. I love Gina. What kept you, my dear fellow? Oh, Kios, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mew crew. It's good to see you. Hello. All right. Look at these silly goobs. Hello, Mr. Sholmes, Gina. You sure about what you said in there? That the boss, you know, actually died the day before. Pretty hard to swallow. Yes, I was shocked by the revelation too, Gina. You can see on my face. As was I, possibly more shocked than the both of you. Not a competition, Mr. Sholmes. Just yesterday, his hair was dyed all red. Oh yeah, it was the red. We're looking for the red-haired gang or whatever. Whatever silly thing that is. I was more shocked than all of you put together. This is the autopsy report in question, is it? Yes, it's strange that there's no time of death noted. Suppose there's a simple explanation, or perhaps it was a deliberate omission. Bum. Sholmes, wonder what his name could be referencing. Yes. Oh dear, if it was deliberate. It puts me in the mind of the last case we worked on, and Dr. Scythe. I know, anyway, let's forget about that. It seems like on the day before Lord Van Zeeks discovered his body, Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Haired League, so perhaps something happened with them. Come to think of it, you had trouble with those League men too, didn't you? Oh, no, we're just taking an intermission because they need to find the 2 men that he arrested. That's what it is. It's Shellfish Combs! You were taken in by their trick. No. Naturally, I wasn't taken in, as you put it. I'm too smart. My sleuth-hound interest was merely piqued slightly by the rare scent of the weekly £4 income. And that scent masked the underlying scent of deception, I suppose. The 2 criminals in question are the pair we saw being arrested yesterday, aren't they? And Mr. Sholmes' suite, I mean. That's right, Zeus, and it was me what took them in. Thanks to the tip-off by a good law-abiding citizen. Indeed, yours truly. So it's gonna be that pair in the witness stand next, is it? Something doesn't quite make sense to me, though. The day before Inspector Gregson was found, you hadn't had trouble with the Red-Headed League yet, had you? Why would the inspector have been investigating them? Well, the likely explanation would be that Gregson's own sleuth-hound interest was piqued by the rare scent of the weekly £4 income. Don't tar him with the same brush as you, Sholmes! I love how I feel like the first game, everybody was just like, oh, Mr. Sholmes, wow. He sure is interesting, but he's a great detective. And now in the second game, everyone's like, Sholmes, shut up! Like, stop it! Yeah, he wanted that. That was a lot of money back then, I guess. Yes, well, then there's the whole issue of Inspector Gregson being investigated by Lord Van Zeeks for some reason. The Reaper, the Red-Headed League, Inspector Gregson, Lord Van Zeeks, buzzwords! And Cosmo. Ah! I feel this case is starting off crazy. I feel as though he knew we'd arrive at this point somehow. Gosh, I think you're right. What's he really trying to achieve here today? All the answers will soon be revealed. Observe the time, my dear fellow. This recess will be over shortly. Yes, you're right. It spelled good so many times it corrects itself to hood. Oh no. Cosmo was determined that he should be the one to prosecute this trial, and he was determined that I should take the defense. Just what is it that he's hoping to make me see, I wonder? I get the feeling we're a long way from the end of this trial yet. Oh, what? Hi. Are you ready then, Mrs. Sato? Yes! I can't wait to get back into the courtroom! It's me, Sato. Holmes either grows on you or wears you out fast. I feel like if I had to, like, deal with him, then I wouldn't like him as much. Why are you standing like a VTuber? Why are you doing that? Would Holmes be considered a himbo? 1,000,000%, yes. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the court hearing of Barak Van Zeeks, here present, who stands accused of murder. Now then, Prosecutor Asogi. My lord, have you summoned the witnesses as requested? Posture check, thank you. Yes, the two members of the Red-Headed League who planned and carried out the deception. They arrived not long ago from the local prison by police carriage. Very good. Bailiff, usher the two men into the courtroom. Oh my god. Why not? These two men are currently being held by the police on the suspicion of attempted extortion. You may omit your occupations, but state your names now for the court. Why? Oh, stop. I am Fabien de Rousseau. A descendant of the great... Oh, he's French. A descendant of the great Rousseau family from Nice in France. And my name is Peppino de Rossi. Wait, Peppino? What does that mean? What's the Gossamer? Gossamer, you have to know the name situation. I've just been informed that the Red-Headed League is an actual thing from the Sherlock series. Yeah, it's so like I think everything in this game is Sherlock related, like actually, but they've just made it extra silly. Peppino from Pizza Tower. It's probably a place. I don't know. You really like that skitty. It's an infinite amount. He'll never stop. Oh, he stopped. I'm the third son of the great Familia de Rossi, the landowners from Napoli. The two men first became acquainted at a boarding school for European nobility. What's this guy's name? It's... These don't... Whoa, he's got like rope burn. What's going on there? That's crazy. I don't know. This guy's like, oh, like I don't like. I think the name is just what's the most Italian sounding name? Okay. Those who graduate from Temsic. Temsic? That's from a game. Temsic? Wait! That's... Oh, that's Kismet backwards, but that's from Ghost Trick. Graduate from Temsic as the future leaders of Europe. But, do you have any idea how boring it is to be born with noble blood? Alarms! I make it my mission to get the better of the world by employing the little gray cells in my brain. Oh! That is all I'm trying to do, So, that's the only reason for this whole grand deception you've been carrying out? Could be referencing himself with Temsic? Yeah. Well, you could say that. Not bad, eh? It's just like a really bad Mario. He has the grand ideas, but the petty plans. This strange combination is the charm of the hilarious brother. Stop. See, couple? Listen to me, Peppino. I have two things to say to you. Shay? Hey, Che, what are you about to tell me about your grandy anecdotes? I'm so glad you screamed that, Aloris. Just before I took a sip and not after. Hell yeah. Well, what do you mean this brave? What have I done? I'm a perfect angel. Firstly, I want you to stop calling me this capo. And secondly, we are not the hilarious brothers. This is serious business. Che Bello, there it is. The capo's trumpa card. The furrowed brow. It is deep at the capo, the furrow, and the meaning of your words. The court has been led to believe that under the banner of the Red-Headed League, you have conspired to swindle money from unsuspecting members of the public. Is this true? Oui. C'est ça. What exactly is the nature of the deception by which you plan to defraud? Whoa. Alors, I will explain it. No, capo. Leave it to me. As you see, we both have the vivid red hair, no? At school, we were teased for this without a pity. The capo here, he was many times behind the schoolhouse crying like the Trevi Fountain. Those dogs, one day they would respect us redheads. Every night, he would bury his head in his pillow and weep for the injustice. Say bien, Peppino, enough. I will explain the rest. Give me a G. The first step was the newspaper advertisement. About 1 week before the plan was put into... I'm just doing... This is just Van Zeek's. Hold on, I gotta make him more, like, foppish. Like, About 1 week before the plan was put into operation, we listed the same notice in every paper in London. Yes, we saw that notice. It was this one, I believe, entitled to the Red-Headed League. Oui, c'est ça. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the French actually right. I am honored that you have seen it. We paid money to put a thing in a place where people would see it. I'm glad you saw it. Thank you. It states that the only condition for joining the league is having flame-colored hair. Ah, hydrate. Okay. Sure. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. And if you satisfy the interview panel and are admitted into the league, you could receive a weekly income of £4. Posture check. Thank you. On the date specified, red-headed hopefuls gathered in droves at the park specified in the advertisement. And from each person present, this pair took an application fee of 5 shillings. And with the money to France, it was a plan most elegant, no? No, it was most dishonorable. But to be frank, I'm stunned anyone was foolish enough to be taken in by such an obvious trick! Sholmes is taken in by it. Aha! The park was described by one witness as choked with red-headed folk like a coaster's orange barrel. And on the day in which all these men gathered to apply was the day before the victim was discovered. Crucially, these 2 men spoke face-to-face with every single person present that day. Oui. I have seen more red-headed people in 1 day than I will see in the rest of my life. I see, and now every time I see the capo's hair, I feel sick to my stomach. Anyway, why have we been summoned here today? Sorry? The date for our trial was not until tomorrow, I was told. Naturally, neither of these men have been told any details about this trial. They've only been shown this photograph. You know, when Jones dyed his hair that shade of red, I thought he was being extra stupid because genuine red hair doesn't look like that, but nope. Apparently that is what red hair looks just like in this universe. Maybe they dyed it too, I don't know. Very good. So, Mr. de Rousseau and Mr. de Rossi... Oh, Rousseau and Rossi. Okay. You will now give your formal testimony to the court on the subject of the gentleman pictured in this photograph. Of course, we are always ready to help with the law. Except when we get arrested. We had more than 1,000 red-headed people assemble in the park on Lime Street that day. But I don't recall the man in this photograph. Eh, capo? No, I don't remember him. Obviously, he is dead now, but I assure you he was not in the park. Allora! This victim has nothing to do with us. You have a lot to answer for, Peppino. It is your fault that we got caught in the first place. What does that mean? Rosso and Rossi. You've given sworn testimony that the man in this photograph was not present. Can you be certain? Oui, I am quite certain we did not interview this man. Nobody looking like this came to the park. This I can promise. Must be noted that you have been arrested for a grand deception, however. Star 28 months! Oh my goodness. Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Starius Spicimus. You're also at work. Oh yeah, you have a new job. I forgot. How is that going? Is it going well? There are 2 redheaded people in here. You're caught up. Accordingly, this court has little confidence in your assurances. Oofa! With his attitude, we get to nowhere, huh? He's really a skulking now. This confidential document was obtained directly from Scotland Yard. It records Stuart Smalley. Records an entry from the inspector's private diary dated the day before the incident. It reads, Lime Street, Red-Headed League, undercover. Ah, I have the answer. Maybe there was another similar event in the park on the day in question, huh? That is ridiculous. There's no question that Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League, which means it's quite possible that that's when he was killed. Very well. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination now. Ah, yes, my lord. Nicholas Pikage, the new Hokage. Waiting for our training emails. Oh, that's fun. Alright, we had more than 1,000 people show up on Lime Street. 1,000 people? That's a very big crowd. It was quite a spectacle. Redheads had come over from all over the capital. I see! The capo here, he has the Magdissimo Animale, huh? Nobody else could attract so many people. If I could be born again, I would be the capo. Whoa, he's got a crush. All those people wanted to make was the money, Peppino. The £4 a week. Are you suggesting that you spoke personally with all 1,000 applicants? Oui, that we did. Because every one of them paid us 5 shillings. We take their names, and we take their money, and we take their addresses as well. Then I tell them we take us some days to let them know by a post. Finito. Maybe a 2 minutia a person. 2 minuti? Minuti? We start early in the morning, and we stop late in the night. So, you earned 5,000 shillings in one day? That's a small fortune. There really isn't a mode for everything. Who'd have thought there would be 1,000 such gullible redheads in London to start with? That is a lot of redheads. One of whom was a great detective with chemically altered hair. I don't recall the man in this photograph, eh, Capo? He doesn't look at all familiar? No, I don't think so. And this is a wig, huh? He was trying to trick us. I don't like people who are trying to trick the other people. You tricked Ted's a con artist. Hold on, I'm gonna snuffle my nose. Hold on. I'm a little snuffle, little baby, a little snuffleupagus. If between them they interviewed 1,000 people with red hair, it would be unreasonable to expect them to remember every face. No, signore, it may be small, but my memory is very large. I never forget a thing. Pop-Tart. In my opinion, I do not think that this man was in the park. He's not going to give the court a definite, it seems. Hey, Capo, you didn't see a man like this, huh? What's everyone's weirdest emote? Hit me with your weirdest emote, everybody. No, I don't remember him. And obviously, he's dead now, but I assure you he was not there in the park. But according to what you've said, you spoke with 1,000 or more people that day. Ooh, that's true. My eyes were burning by the end of the day. Surely then you can't actually remember every single face. How are you so certain that this particular man wasn't present? Normally the red hair is very distinctive, huh? But not when you have 1,000 redheads crowding around, then it is just an eyesore. But if there was some other information you could give us, maybe then we would recall. That is not the line, Peppino. Remember, we do not remember him. We are sure of that fact, huh? If there was a man with a red hair piece, but his mustache did not match the color, then I do not think I could have forgotten him. Asuma said these two had only been shown that photograph and they'd been told nothing else at all. What if I fed them just one other detail about the victim? For example, his fish and chips. I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. That's an eggplant with a butt. That's an eggplant with a butt. Galaxy. That's very funny. What if I told you this man was always munching on a packet of fish and chips? Do you remember a man who was eating incessantly? Not really. I was only looking at the heads of the applicants. I wouldn't have noticed the fish and chips any more than the caviar and smoked salmon. Oh, spaghetti! Me, I love a spaghetti! I'm Italian. That's all we know. That's all we are. Sharky, hello! Really? I had no idea. Tell them again what you saw before, Peppino. Mr. Capo, see? I will say it again and again. Was that wrong? We'll just keep pressing, I guess. Allora, this victim has nothing to do with us. But we only have your word for that. Let's see, but what else can we do, huh? True. Oh, Fa, we are not having much fun these days. First we are arrested, then we are shown the horrible picture of the dead man. And now you question every single thing we say. We are the victims here. Eh, Capo? No, you were caught carrying out a plot to swindle hundreds of innocent people. Ah! You had to bring that up. It's not fair. Eh, Capo? Have an independent thought for once. You have a lot to answer for, Peppino. It is your fault that we got caught in this first. What do you mean by that? Cavallo, you promised not to say, eh, Capo? After we had taken all that money that day, we should have left the country. That was my plan. I left the purchasing of the tickets for the ferry to Dunkirk to my companion here. But he bought them for the wrong day. Oops. I see, but it is an easy mistake to make. The 1st, the 31st. Boy, I have no sympathy for you. We were all day late for the boat because of your stupidity. It is only because of this that the so-called great red-headed detective caught us. Capo, you know what I think? That this is the work of God, is a holy punishment, huh? 3 different speeds of Popcat, yo, baby. Oh, they Frenchified Dunkirk. Oh, okay. Peppino, for the last time, this is not only punishment, this is wholly your fault. Ah! Don't blame God for your unholy mistakes. You are making me sick with anger. Maybe I make a mistake, but when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is a fast. I've seen the evidence. He loves pot. Chat, doesn't he love pot? How much does he love it? He loves it. They haven't told us much we didn't already know. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, if it was in the inspector's diary, it seems likely that he must have gone to Lime Street that day. And yet these two both claim they didn't see him. I have to say, they don't appear to be telling lies. Well, they are experts in deception, though. White furry, hello, thank you. Sounding plausible is their specialty. They may be lying simply to avoid being implicated in this case as well. Surely, if they were truly experts in deception, they wouldn't have been caught. Well, yes, you do have a point there. It seems to me like we need more information. Definitely! Blame God for your unholy mistakes. Need to go on one of the raw quotes from a shockingly wacky sort. What is that? Loves it so much like pasta. Pasta. Okay, what is the journal? So this is... What is his journal entry? I don't remember seeing that. I mean, like, I don't think anything's, like, off with the hairpiece. Like, we're allowed to look at this thing, but there was nothing, like, strange about it. Show him your badge. Yeah, I wonder if it was that he was a police officer, but... I don't know. We'll just try the other things, I guess. Alright, let's skip ahead. It wasn't the fish and chips, even though I felt like that would have had to be the best thing. His profession... You'd certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in the situation. What if I told you that the man in the red hair piece was actually a detective? The man in the photograph a detective? Yes. It would appear he found your notice in the paper suspicious and decided to investigate incognito. Whoa! Sorry, but this changes nothing. Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
He's a silly Billy baby. Something to add, Mr. DeRossi? Ah! Ah! Naruto, calm down. Another example of that kind of quote. You cannot kill me in any way that matters, which is a random silly Tumblr post. There's a Magic the Gathering flavor text text that it reads, I might be getting it slightly off, but it reads like and it's a really good Magic card. No, it says something to the effect of like, someday someone will best me, but it won't be today, and it won't be you. And it's like, ah! It's so intense, you know what I mean? Anime recommendations. Mashle, criminally underrated. I don't think enough people watched Mashle. It's really, really good. It's really funny and really good. Additionally, a hidden gem, Decadence, a few seasons ago. Don't look up anything about Decadence. Don't look up anything about the plot or anything, and give it 2 episodes. That is my recommendation. If you're looking for kind of new stuff to watch, it's like I think it's spelled like that, but I'm not sure. It might be DENCE, but don't like just like watch the first 2 episodes blind, and if you don't like it by that point, then you won't like it. But the 1 episode's not going to be enough. You need to watch 2 episodes. You gotta trust me. And it's only a 12-episode show or whatever, 12 or 13, and then it's just over. So, I'm pretty sure it's on Crunchyroll. So, oh my god, it was really good. It was a little treat. Anyways, something to add, Mr. Rossi. Jesse, say I'm always adding something. Parmesan, olive oil, pepper. What I mean is, did you not agree with your friend's last remark by any chance? Eh, what did you just say about the detective? Yes, that. Your mouth shut, Peppino. You have said enough already. But why, Capo? What is the problem? There was a man who said, I am an inspector from Scotland Yard. What? Good lord! Time to take off my glasses. Order, order! Explain this! Volt face? What? In your testimony, witness. Here's why the Italians got this hyper stereotype treatment and the French didn't. It's, I don't know. He's literally just eating spaghetti, like. Oh, wait, I didn't skip that ahead. It's simple. A man who was at the park said to us that he was an inspector. There was no such man. My dear, what are you saying, Capo? Have you forgotten, eh? He's so dumb. I have forgotten nothing. Nobody like this came to the park. Basta, Capo, basta. You beat me at many things, but not to my memory and my meals. Like I said, when it's time to eat the pasta, there's no one faster. But you are inferior to me in every other way, so shut up. Objection. Total change of opinion. Oh, okay. Ugh. Drop dot, the damage is done. Hold on a sec. I like hearing noises, but I don't know. They might be doing something outside. Wolfface is also the name of a bonus episode. What is Wolf 359? What is that? Indeed it is, sir. Oui, there was a man who came to the park and he said he was an inspector from Scotland Yard. However, he looked nothing like this man in the photograph. He was someone else. How can you be so sure? Because, to start with, his face was completely different. See, it's true, it's true. The man who came was a younger. His face was a clean-shaven, his eyes were sadder, his chin was a thinner. No resemblance whatsoever, then. Anyway, I was not going to be fooled. I took the obvious precaution and said to him, if you are really a detective, show us the proof. I see, the capo here, he doesn't take no nonsense, huh? Podcast? Ooh, baby. But he was well prepared. He said he had identification. Identification? You mean official police inspector's identification? That is most unconvincing. Sorry, my lord? Counsel, no incognito inspector would offer his identification for inspection. It's quite out of the question. Definitely. Why would he expose his true identity? Clearly, the papers were fake. Certo, capo, you are a genius. As we say in Italia, it takes a thief to recognize another, Talking about my favorite character because they were a walking spoiler like Cosmo. No! And what happened after he announced that he was a detective? He became very annoying. He said, "You are under investigation." So I took his papers from him and chased him out of the park. It was fantastico, and look, here is the identification. So you stole it from the man. He had it coming. He made us very scared. But he was not who he said he was. Indeed, the person described does not appear to have behaved as a true inspector would. However, I believe it would be prudent for these identification papers to be entered into evidence. But I like them. He just had them. Brought him from the court place. What do we got? Let's look at the evidence. We got some new evidence to look at and help us solve a crime. A warrant card. Okay. Well, I suppose we should see what this inspector's ID looks like inside. What's it say? Yes, it definitely looks fake, doesn't it? Out of interest, what name is given? Probably just something plucked out of the air. It's Tobias Gregson. Wait, what? The Scotland Yard insignia looks genuine to me. But how? The department identification number details are all correct as well. When have you known those? Dude, do you mean to say, I know it seems incredible, but yes, I think this is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. But that's unbelievable. Wait. Oh my god. Okay. It's a real thing after all. Okay. Well, now what do I do with this information? I don't recall the man in this photograph. I mean, I don't know. Oh, oops. Oh, is it just for a Costco card? I mean, I guess I can just, present this, huh? Yeah, sure, I don't know.
Objection!
Nope. Beans! He wasn't in the park. I mean, the victim has nothing to do with us? Oh. Am I not in the...
Objection!
There we go. How silly. I hate it. When it's like, oh, I have it, it works, and then it's just like, oh, it's just not the right clue. Excuse me. I wonder if I could ask you to examine this ID book very closely. Ms. Lestrade. Why, Ms. Lestrade? What is your intention here, Counsel? Is this really a fake, or is it genuine? That's the question, which we can't answer ourselves. Don't be ridiculous. No Scotland Yard detective would allow his or her ID to be stolen. That is the boss's, no question about it. Can't be. As I suspected. The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League's enrollment on the day in question was the real Inspector Gregson carrying out an incognito investigation. Zutalos! I don't think that's true, Naruhodo. Order! But if the boss had an ID stolen, he would have reported it straight away. I mean, he was always on me about it. If you lose something, report it at once, he'd say. He's just standing on a box. Could it be then that the inspector was physically unable to report it? Physically? What are you saying? Unable to? You're not suggesting. Yes, it's quite possible that he was killed before he had the chance to report his ID stolen. No. Order! The defense posits that the victim was killed the day before his body was discovered, at a different location. Do you two have anything to say about that? No, nothing. I done nothing. Well, pull yourself together, Papino. Mon Dieu, I can behave a little more like a master criminal than that, no? Now I wish I had returned to Italia. Stop crying, Peppino, please. Otherwise, I... Lama, stop your whining and start talking. Well, I believe that... No, nothing. Everyone shut up. But you will tell everything or face the worst possible outcome. Oh... These guys aren't as fun as those two, like, the little robber, the very cockney robber boys from the 5th case, I think. 4th or 5th, I don't remember which one. His cries accents, you will dry your eyes and testify again. About these ID papers and the precise circumstances under which you came by them. Yeah, Mario, the apple and the pear guy, yeah. Crying out loud. That's right. The truth is, we took him prisoner and kept him. Wow, and kept him. What? We took him prisoner and kept him for the night at our secret hideout. Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, I was too scared to let him go that day, just in case. We took the man's identification from him and shot him in the room next to ours. There might have been a little tussle, but we did him no harm. So, this is, like, absurd. That poor little Peppino here would've... Like, they imprisoned a man. They kidnapped a man, somehow. In the park? I don't know how they accomplished that. And then this guy was like, yeah, we saw a detective. It wasn't that guy, though. Like, what do you mean? There might have been a little tussle, but we did him no harm, and the next morning we let him go. He spent the night in a nice room. It was nothing like a prison, really. 0 to 100. This is outrageous. You imprisoned the man. That's what I'm saying. But no, see, no. It was not like a prison. It was very comfortable and calm and happy. Eh, capo? It was never part of my plan, I swear it. Oh, for so, you think it was my fault, eh? Just because I got the date of the ferry wrong. By one a little day. Do not think it was your fault, Peppino. I know it. No. Per favore, capo. It is not fair. You'll have plenty of time for squabbling back at the prison, gentlemen. Oof. I don't believe this. How could he have been a real detective? Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination. Surely the man who went to the Redheaded League is the one who killed the guy, killed Gregson and went there in his place, like, right? Like, I don't know why Naruhodo and everyone else is being like, oh, he did go, but then he got... So on the day before the incident, Gregson spent the night confined in this pair's hideout. No, why is everyone, like, being extra stupid? That's clearly, like, not the most logical conclusion here. Lila, hello! Looking prisoner. Do you realize what you're saying?
You have to believe me, I never intended for that to happen, and I am sure the detective did not intend it either.
Do you think?
But there was nothing else I could do.
I see, nothing else. This was the first crime for the capo. He was at the end of his wits.
I've told you before, Peppino, that is not the way to describe a criminal mastermind.
Your conclusion is the same one I also jumped to, but the game takes so long to get there. And sometimes, like, obviously, I feel like the stuff happening in this second game is more fun and cool with all the build-up. But for me, the first game didn't have this level of Ace Attorney nonsense that the series is often plagued with from time to time. And a guy I watched recently is the first guy I've seen who didn't jump to that. It's interesting. I got to eat after a whole day of not being able to eat. Oh. What? Like, that's good. Are you good? Is everything okay?
What about this hideout of yours?
An old empty house behind the park on Lime Street.
We rented the place for 2 days. He was inspired. It was an inspired idea by the capo here.
Impulsive idea, I would say.
Ah. Mushroom. Oh, no, not impulsive. Inspired, eh, capo?
What am I supposed to say to that, Peppino?
It was in the house described that you can find Inspector Gregson, was it?
Oui. But you have to remember, I was under the impression that he was a pretender, not a real inspector.
It doesn't quite add up, though. If you didn't think that the man was a real inspector, there would have been no reason to take him prisoner, would there?
No, you are right, but we couldn't be completely certain. Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, I was too scared to let him go that day, just in case.
Yeah, eat so many yummy yummies. Too scared? Why?
Because why did he come to the park, we didn't know. There was a chance that he had seen through my plan.
And if that was the case, he would have gone straight to the police station to blow the whistle on us. Even if he was just feigning to be an inspector, he was up to no good, without a doubt! Secret Keeper, I'm afraid for the calendar, its
days are numbered.
Thank you for the hydrate. Hello, welcome!
I think most people would agree that it's you two who are up to no good.
Oh, well, I see you might be right, eh, capo?
The point is, we were not able to escape from England immediately. That is why we had no choice but to take the man prisoner.
What I don't understand is why the inspector felt the need to show you his ID in the first place. I see, I asked myself the same question.
We were writing down the names and addresses of all the people who we took 5 shillings from that day. I have forgotten what name he said, but the address, it startled me.
I see, address Scotland Yard, Homicide Division, he said. What?
He probably didn't like your face, Peppino. Anyway, I was not rude, I just politely asked him why he had said it. And that's when he started to say he was an inspector. Not long afterwards, he took out his identification.
Pop in for my entry joke and say, hey, cleaning the house, need to say hi. Thank you so much, welcome. What was Inspector Gregson playing at?
Tell the court what happened next. You took him back to your hideout, you say?
See, we did. We took the man's ID from him and shot him in the room next to ours. That being this ID book here, correct? I see, that's a one.
What made you believe that it was a forgery?
I never seen a real one, of course. But he was so suspicious as a man. Allora, I was thinking, it must be falso, eh, capo?
Oui, it was just as Peppino has said. We were convinced it was not genuine.
And so together, the hilarious brothers, we took the man captive.
All we did was shove him inside a locked room. Then we made preparations to transport all of the money.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
It might have been a little tussle, but we did him no harm, and then the next morning we let him go.
What do you mean by a little tussle, exactly?
Boff, it was nothing. It was a minor incident.
The falso inspector was a real piece of work, eh, capo? What happened? Alpha, it was a disaster. We gave him a nice room, and what does he do, in the middle of the night, he tries to escape through the ventilore. You blame him?
chased him, but sir, then we caught him again. How do you blame us?
Wait, you didn't shoot the man in your haste, did you?
What do you think we are? Of course not. I simply caught hold of him again and took him back to the room.
What is this? What are you doing? Are you good, my dude, my guy, my dude, my brother in arms, my hilarious brother? What are you doing there? What are you doing there? What is happening? Among the men and dragged him off and locked him up. He was happy then. Don't worry. New event. Like the hit video game Among Us. Guy was an imposter and he vented. Yeah. Alright, let's
Excuse me.
let's excuse him. Mr. DeRossi, is something wrong? Oh, maybe those noises are him. But they're like real subtle. I keep hearing like his little box noises. They kind of sound like a jackhammer in the distance. I have my noise canceling headphones on. But the window do be open. So I was like, but so this guy's like hopping noise was messing me up. Hey, me. Something Mr. de Rousseau just said seemed to make you, seemed to make you act even more strange than usual. What was that all about? Cavallo, at times like this, you don't want to have a capo after you, believe in me. And I speak from a personal experienza. Personal experience?
That is enough, Peppino. There is no need to say more.
The truth is, the night before we put the red-headed league plan into action, I was scared. It was not fair to the capo, but I tried to run away. It's a shame you didn't manage it. But the capo here, he came after me like the turbine, huh? He dragged me back to the house, kicking and screaming. I still have the bruises to prove it, eh, capo?
Bruises, you say?
Oh, yeah. You want to see, huh? You want to see my fantastical bruises?
That's enough now, Peppino. No one wants to look at any
Part of you, wow! What did you do? I show you, or I don't. I show you, or I don't.
You do, now!
Laura, if everybody wants to see, then I do it. Echo, see? You see her very visible, huh? That red ring around her neck, you got that when you were dragged back to the house? I see, the capo, sometimes he's very rough.
I said that's enough. Peppino's neck is nothing to do with what we are talking about here. You have my word. Yes. Well, what is your opinion, Counsel?
Got the red ring around his neck? I wonder, does it matter? It's important. Mr. DeRossi, I'm gonna have to ask you to amend your testimony with details about that mark on your neck. Aye, capo, you see? Everyone is interested in what I say, huh?
Ugh. Very well. You will amend your testimony as requested, Mr. DeRossi.
Those Xbox ties, that's why the ring. No! Did you all ever have an Xbox that red ringed? I never did, but I had friends who did. No, actually, it's not true. I did have one. I got a second Xbox. I'm trying to think. I think that happened to me. I had an earlier. I got one from a friend. That's what it was. But I think I had to buy another one after that. See if you really want to know. So mean, but the Rossi is too dense. He tried to escape, but the Papa put the collar on him. Put the collar on him. The collar?
Hold it!
Are you saying that red mark was caused by... I see, a bigger collar made from other leather. A leather collar?
Is it true, Mr. DeRosso? What? We had to Saint Bernard at home when I was younger. Oh, wait.
He's so... his mouth is so upset.
It is a souvenir from that time with a very strong chain. A strong chain?
And you put that around your friend's neck?
I'm sorry, I was so angry that he was leaving me alone.
You did not have to tie the chain to the leg of a bed, though, huh? I would have not tried to run again. You didn't do that to Inspector Gregson as well, did you? I treated the people to a equal, huh? Yes, a couple here is a motto, huh?
It's starting to sound a lot more like a prison all of a sudden.
The capo is a tough, but the capo is a rough.
I shouldn't have done it.
So the following morning, when you release the inspector, he had the red ring around his neck, just like a bee.
Peppino, s'il vous plaît, leave it now.
Now you know, the capo here, you don't want to tangle with him, but for the inspector, it's not so bad.
Separation issues like a dog. Okay, so, like... there's no ring on his neck.
Objection.
Okay, easy.
Done! Dunions!
So the day before his body was discovered, Inspector Gregson was taken prisoner while working incognito.
No, it is not like that. It was hardly a prison. It was an invitation to stay. It was only.
However you describe it, there's one glaring inconsistency that remains.
What inconsistency is this, Counsel?
I would ask the court to look closely at this photograph of the victim, Inspector Gregson. You will see that there is no red ring visible around his neck. But that makes no sense. It was me who took the collar of the man in the morning. And I saw the red bruises on his neck, just like I have. Given that the mark is still clearly visible on this witness's neck. Cozy! They took all your blood, it's gone. No! I did the wrong sound effect. I meant to say, they took all your blood. No! We'd expect to see bruising on the victim, who was put in the collar more recently than Mr. DeRossi.
Indeed, this is most peculiar.
But what do we tell you, We say this from the beginning, many times,
Oui, Peppino is right. The man in this photograph is someone different to the man we held captives that night.
That is true.
Order.
It would appear then that on the day before the incident, the man who visited the park on Lime Street posing as an incognito inspector was not Inspector Gregson at all. Really? Really? Really?
Objection.
If that's true, however, how do you explain the inspector's ID? This is a genuine ID book issued by Scotland Yard. It's inconceivable that someone could have stolen such an important item from the inspector. The prosecution made that assertion itself. We also know that the inspector had made a note about the Redhead League in his diary for that day, which surely means we can't divorce the two events completely.
The inconsistency noted by the defense is most troubling. If it were the real Inspector Gregson whom these two red-headed gentlemen encountered, the fact that no bruising can be seen around his neck defies explanation. But equally, if they were actually encountered an imposter, how did that person come to be in possession of the real Inspector's ID? Does the defense have some plausible explanation, Counsel?
The whole thing defies explanation. It is precisely these occasions that we keep meticulous notes in the court record, Mr. Naruhodo. Because those are the facts. And the facts cannot lie! That's not true. No, the facts can't lie. Even when they point to something so incredible, it's almost unbelievable. Well, my lord, the true identity of the person who turned up in the park for the Red-Headed League's enrollment is revealed by information in the court record, I believe.
Good gracious! Very tantalizing, Mr. Naruhodo. Why don't you help us all to see whatever truth it is you've apparently seen? Who exactly was this inspector?
Is an imposter. Though it seems incredible, I admit the undeniable facts point to only one thing. Since no bruising can be seen on the victim's neck, the person who these two red-headed men took prisoner that day cannot have been Inspector Gregson.
In other words, your whole argument up to now has been a waste of time.
Objection.
No. On the contrary, I haven't finished. Shut up.
What?
There's no bruising on the victim's neck, so the question immediately posed next is, who exactly was this man in the park on Lime Street found to be carrying Inspector Gregson's ID? I see, that's alright. We tell the same story every time. Whoever this man was, the couple dragged him from a pillar to post with the dog collar.
Mon Dieu, Peppino, it is not so harsh as you say,
And who was at the falso inspector, eh? Who was he?
Clearly the defense has an idea about that. About the true identity of the man who these two imprisoned that night. I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate post-haste. Who did the witnesses encounter in the park posing as Inspector Gregson?
Wait. Hold on a sec. I mean, it's probably that. What if it was him? What if it was gossip? What if it was her? I love how they got her expression so perfect here, because she just sort of looks like she's trying not to express that she's annoyed. You know what I mean? No, it's gotta be Daily Vigil, because he went missing. But also he was tied up in a lot of nonsense.
Take that!
Let me try it. It's surely no secret. This is the identity of the imposter. Uh-oh, yeah, that was wrong.
Oh, really? On what grounds?
Well, I said it was no secret, but that part, no, heck. All right, okay. Look at the punishment. The couple can need you as color if you want. Okay, hold on. Wait, who has wait. Who has wait, is there bruising on somebody's neck? Wait. Can I not? Ah, beans. Wait, who had bruising around their neck? Oh, it was him. Wait a minute. Wait. I was just joking. He's got a bruise right there. Oh. Interessante.
Take that!
Goodness me, isn't that?
Gossamer's just like silently laughing at me. One of the witnesses who was in the stand in this very courtroom earlier today. A nameless man whose only occupation appears to be peddling hearsay to passersby.
What on earth would a street seller be doing with a police inspector's ID papers? Witnesses, is this the man or not?
What has happened to his lip? Ah! See, this is not the, this man is not for the Red-Headed League, huh? He is looking like the Twisted Lip League, no?
Perhaps rather than making such a rash claim next time, you should bite your lip instead.
It seems improbable, yes, but one undeniable fact remains. During his testimony earlier, I noted something around the man's neck, a red ring of bruising. Eh?
What?
The defense demands that Mr. Gossip be brought back to the stand.
Good order. Bailiff, bring the aforementioned witness back to the courtroom immediately.
He do be bruising. Bruising for a bruising, in fact. I might not have forgotten that as much if a week hadn't gone by.
Well, I never. An undeniable ring of bruising indeed. And identical to that of the witness beside him.
Now, what's going on here, eh? I've always had this, me. It's a birthmark, isn't it? A birthmark, you say?
I assume the reason you've been recalled to the stand has been explained to you.
I'll make a gotcha character of Cozy to go with the comfy one. She has a ref sheet in the works. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, I would say, Lila, any of Cozy's, like, announcements typically have just, like, a picture of the model. Hey, some out about the inspector again. But I'm telling you, you got it all wrong as usual. You're denying all knowledge of it. Well, of course I am. Are you trying to kill me with all this nonsense, huh?
Well, at least you'll have more stories to peddle back on Fresno Street, won't you? Now, we're going to need you to testify again.
And you, Mr. DeRosso and Mr. DeRossi, I'm sure you will cooperate, won't you?
Do we have any choice?
We're in a bigger trouble, eh, Capo?
It's quite enough.
Dilatory chatter? Chatter?
Proceed with the testimony.
Okay, I can do that. I can proceed with the testimony.
The man who claimed to be an inspector that day was definitely not this man.
It's right to see. You would think we'd forget these grand lips, huh? I never leave Fresno Street, alright? I've no interest in any red-headed league. I'm all alone in the world, me. I have no kinfolk and nothing. Why would I be involved in something like that? Just look at me, huh? Does it look like I would carry off a disguise with a face like this?
I mean, but
It certainly appear that we have the wrong man.
what have I been telling you, as it was no need for this pointless testimony.
Ah, that's right. I'm just a simple peddler, remember? Fresno Street's all I know. How would I have come by a police inspector's ID book, huh? Well, yes, that's hard to explain, but...
A brief cross-examination, I think, counsel. Very brief.
Isn't anyone in this courtroom who thinks I might be onto something? I stand steadfastly at your side as always, Mr. Naruto.
Give it to me, baby.
Hold it!
How can you be so sure?
So you say, but how can you be quite so certain? That's what I said.
There is no need to hurt your hands on the desk, monsieur. Surely the reason is obvious, no? Because I have never before seen lips like this.
Nevertheless, there's a clear red mark around Mr. Gossip's neck. It looks very much like that left behind on the neck of your colleague by your prized caller.
Mon Dieu, with your words, it is like you tried to wring my neck.
It does look very much like my neck, though, huh? No, this is a birthmark, lad. The biggest lips in London and a neck to die for. Hey, they broke the mold when they made me.
For the first time in my life. I feel lucky to have been born with red hair.
I thought being Japanese made you stand out in London.
So you maintain that you've never seen this man before?
Oui, c'est ça. I swear to it by the flames of my hair.
So fierce pride has outgrown the frustration with your hair now, has it? It's right to see. You think I would forget these grand lips, huh?
Hold it!
Well, yes, I don't imagine I'll forget those lips in a hurry either. That is what I'm saying. If for some reason it makes me want to eat, how did Fabian call it? An eclair. You know, I've never seen the hair as black as yours before either. Likewise, I've never seen red hair like yours until I came to Britain. I see, maybe it's a national trait, huh? Maybe all the people from this man's country have the grand lips. No, lad, I was born right here on Fresno Street, and I've never left. Oh, Fa, that is the problem, see? So you definitely didn't go to the park on Lime Street that day, Mr. Gossip. Now, how many times do you want me to say it, huh? I never leave Fresno Street, alright? I've no interest in any red-headed league. So, you've heard of the Red-Headed League, have you? You don't get a name like Gossip for nothing, huh? It's my business to know what's going off in town. I sold that tasty tidbit to a fair few redheads that came past me. Just between us, I even got sandwiched to cop up for it. Well, he does have a very red nose, if that counts. Who knows, but But as you can see, my own hair's not got a hint of red in it. And in my case, Fresno Street's my patch. You won't catch me sidling off to some other part of town. No, sir, not likely. Well, maybe likely.
Excuse me.
What is it?
Mr. DeRosso,
Oui, yeah, how can I help you?
did Mr. Gossip's words just now lead you to remember something relevant, perhaps?
It was the other day when I was looking for a place near the park, a small house or something.
To be the headquarters of your red-headed league, yes.
I visited an housing agent on Lime Street, and there I saw him. This man was paying money to the agent.
What? Mr. Gossip with a housing agent?
Oui. He had some kind of contract in his hand, and they were clearly discussing terms.
What? No, 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 you're mistaken, chum. I've never left Fresno Street, me, like I said before. You're mistaking me for someone else, someone with the same face.
No, the couple was right. I remember it too. He was paying the man with the banknotes.
With notes? Like I said, that wasn't me.
I was curious why this man with the dirty clothes had so much money. So I looked at the name on the papers.
And what name was written, Mr. Gossip?
No, this man, he lies. He tells you that he has no name. But in fact, his name is Hugh Boone. Wait. Wait.
I don't remember who that was. That was somebody important. Wait. Who is Hugh Boone? Who was that? Will I just find out if I, like, am patient? I don't remember. I'm sure it'll work out. No!
I'm a peddler of tidbits of information, like I said, on Fresno Street, and that's it. I don't much like folk talking about my personal life. Indeed. It is not the intention of the court to invade the privacy of witnesses. Very well, I shall respect your wishes, sir. The aforementioned name shall be redacted from all court records of this trial, assuming no objections.
I'm sorry, my lord, but the defense does object. Because the name just mentioned has a very deep significance to this case. Oh, maybe that was who owned that room. Oh, that's right, he owned the room.
Gracious, do you similarly object, Professor Asugi? As it happens, my lord, that particular name has already been mentioned during the day's proceedings. Well, I never. In what capacity? I'm an idiot.
Hugh Boone, the name of the leaseholder of the room.
Let me put this very simply. The victim's body was discovered in your rented room.
I suggest, sir, that you start talking.
Well, all right. I suppose that might be the case, I love the way he stands. So your real name is Hugh Boone? Whoa! Bloody Skull Man with 25 bits. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. How are you?
Well, just between us, I don't like to blow me own trumpet, but there's no finer peddler of tidbits in town. So I happen to be able to afford a grubby little room in a falling down back street townhouse.
You do?
And once every 6 months, I go and pay the rent to the agent on Lime Street. I remember now. There was 2 vulgar redheads in there last time.
Aye, if either of us is a vulgar, it's not a me. Think again, Peppino.
You okay going to work soon? Hell yeah! Well, that's not really hell yeah. It's more like a, I'm sorry you have to go to work. But I hope it goes well.
Why didn't you bring this up before?
It's like I told you already. I don't like talking about my personal life. I'm a tidbit peddler as far as everyone else is concerned. No fuss.
We'll update your testimony to include this most surprising revelation, Mr. Boone.
If I must.
Well, the leaseholder Scotland Yard has been looking for since the body was discovered has been here under our noses all along.
I rent the room where that fellow was found. It's true. For what difference that makes.
Hold it!
Big difference. So, you live in that room, presumably, don't you?
No, I don't live there. What do you think? There's no bed, is there? Just a desk.
Then, why would you want to rent it?
Well, I don't think I should have to say, really.
Then how about the notice board in there?
Which was covered from top to bottom in confidential documents only the police should have had access to. Ah, no, that board's not mine. The inspector must have brought it along. It's only the other bits and bobs that belong to me, the desk and the chair and that.
People don't generally carry enormous notice boards around with them. The real question is, why was Inspector Gregson killed there in your room?
Well, obviously, I've not the faintest idea. I mean, it's causing me no end of bother, to be honest.
Seems to me that Mr. Gossip, sorry, Mr. Boone, would rather as little as known about his room as possible for some reason. Yes, it does come across that way, and more importantly, knowing that the scene of the crime is actually his room completely changes things. In particular, there's one part of his testimony that's really bothering me now. That's how I'm finally gonna undo this man. Okay, so... what do we got? Photographer print. Oh, interesting. Is this the same guy? Is this guy Mr. Vigil? Like...
Objection!
ah! Alright. Oh, hold on. Alright. Let me save this game, but yeah, they kind of have the same hair. I think it's the same guy. I think that's the trick here. Bum 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 bum. Burger. Let's we'll just press the rest of them, I guess, for now.
Hold it!
You mean you have no family?
No, none at all. I spend my days on Fresno Street peddling tidbits to passers-by. Hoping just between us, this is, that eventually someone else with lips like mine will come along.
I don't think so.
You may be right.
Anyway, that mark on your neck is just too much of a coincidence for us to ignore.
Well, that's what's a fella to do then. If you don't believe me, we're at an impasse. There's nothing I can do but flick me lip.
Looks like I'm not going to get anywhere unless I can produce some proof.
You're basically saying I got dressed up and posed as some fancy inspector, aren't you? Well, it's beyond me how you could think that.
They have the same hair.
Just look at me, eh? Does it look like I can carry off a disguise with a face like this?
Hold it!
Maybe you could, say, with a mustache or a beard to cover up that lip.
Aye, perhaps, but if I was going to stick some facial hair on to cover up this fine specimen, I'd end up looking like his lordship over there, wouldn't I?
Pardon? I assure you my lips are entirely unremarkable. I ask you not to cast such scrutinizing looks in my direction, Counsel.
Ah, sorry, my lord. My imagination gear got the better of me. Well, Inspector Gregson did wear a mustache, of course. You're right, he did, so perhaps he was hiding something himself.
You could barely have hidden a crumb in a mustache of that size.
And anyways, the detective we spoke with had no facial hair at all.
I see, the couple is right. He was a clean shaven.
It certainly seems beyond the realms of possibility that this witness could have disguised himself as the victim.
Aye, and it does, it does and it is.
That's the extent of their testimony, isn't it? What's your feeling, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, what Mr. Boone says is undeniable. It would be all but impossible to hide those lips with any form of disguise. Perhaps, yes, but nevertheless, the mark around his neck is equally undeniable. It's identical to the one that Mr. DeRossi suffered. Yes, that's true, but why does this whole disguise idea just keep playing on my mind? I don't know. Okay, so, like... Whew, excuse me. Okay, so... What do we got here? This isn't anything of note. That's not anything that, like, matters. The autopsy report doesn't matter. This isn't, like, anything I need to look at. So what I need to look at... I love how jolly he is right there. Presumably it belonged to Inspector Gregson, but it could have belonged to the other guy. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. I think I did the thing. I have no kinfolk, so, well, who is this? Okay. I'm being silly. There we go. If you have no kinfolk, as you put it, I was right, just wrong, though. Then explain why is it that among the sparse furnishings, we found this photograph in the room? Ah! I presume, as you've been renting the room, that this photograph belongs to you, does it not? Are you so tactless? Insults Van Zeeks to his face in the man's own office. So Clint acting as Strongheart's left hand is still okay? After he said his right hand was taken out of commission and now openly scrutinizing the judge's face. See if he has weird lips. I'll be honest, I did the same thing. I'm like, his lips look sort of normal, but I was looking. Oh, well. Mr. Boone, drop the pretense and tell the court exactly who you really are. I don't know what you mean. I'm a peddler. I keep telling you so. You really don't need to bother with me. Please, just leave it alone.
As the man says, leave it alone. Whatever the truth is about this man's life, it has no bearing on this case. Because it's simply not possible that he impersonated Inspector Gregson.
Oh, how can you be so sure?
Just look at the man. No amount of disguise could ever hide those unmissable features.
But what if we were to look at this the other way around?
What do you mean? Yes, counsel, what do you mean?
Well, there's no denying that Mr. Boone's lip is very prominent indeed. But consider the possibility that his prominent lip itself is part of an elaborate disguise. Uh-oh. Then hiding that prominent feature, in other words, revealing his true face, would make an utterly impenetrable disguise. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Hugh Boone? Ah!
Good witness, are you still hiding the truth from this court?
If that's a disguise, then underneath it, his true identity must be... Yes, that's right. There's really only one person he could really be. Yeah, I knew it! My lord! The defense believes it can reveal Mr. Boone's true identity to the court. No, please, no.
Very well, then, counsel, do it, for God's sake. Oh my God, hurry up about it.
Take that!
Your real name is actually Mr. Vigil, isn't it? Mr. Daily Vigil? Ah!
I don't recall that name, counsel. Who is this Mr. Vigil?
It's a name I encountered yesterday, my lord. It has to do with a certain client of Mr. Herlock Sholmes. A young gentlewoman came to the detective asking him to locate her missing husband. This woman in the photograph, in fact. This is Mrs. Vigil.
What?
From what I understand, you haven't returned home since the night before the inspector was found dead. But of course, on that night, you were being held captive by the two Red-Headed League men.
And last night you were put up by the prosecution service in preparation for testifying in this trial. Because we've been led to believe that you, Miss Venus, and Mr. Sandwich were all homeless. Being important witnesses in this case, we needed to know where we could find you, of course.
That explains why you've not only been unable to return home, but also unable to contact your wife, who's been beside herself with worry, waiting for you at the Vigil residence. Now you just hold on a minute. I don't have the first idea what I'm talking about. Really? It's a simple enough matter to confirm my suspicions. All we have to do is pull off that disguise. No! Please.
Well, if bring soap, a sponge, and a wash bowl at once. Mr. DeRosso and DeRossi, you will restrain the wit. Wow,
those two are gonna do it? Oui, my lord. Si, my lord. Cream soda, hell yeah. Whoa. No, stop. Get off. Don't. Welcome, cream soda. Yeah. Oh my god. He's just a regular little guy. He looks very nice now. Hell yeah! I feel good about that.
Well, we're now seeing your true features, I presume.
And your clothes have changed. You gotta change your clothes.
Lift your head, sir, so the court can see your face. It would appear that the defense counsel's assertion was entirely correct. This has all been a very elaborate deception. So, witnesses, tell the court, have you seen this man before? I don't believe it, but...
See, there was no question. This is the inspector we saw in the park.
Extraordinary.
You gotta change your clothes. There he is. I figured, Gossamer, I'm so proud of myself. I figured it out before we got there. On the day of the Redheaded League enrollment, this man claiming to be Inspector Gregson, who appeared before Mr. DeRosso and Mr. DeRossi in the park,
Was you disguised as the inspector, or rather, was you posing as the inspector in no disguise at all?
Mr. Vigil was formerly employed by the chief warder at Barclay Prison.
Chief Warder? Then your career had promise. Why would you quite possibly have become the future governor of the... why you would quite possibly become the future governor of the prison? Why on earth would... What on earth have you been doing peddling tittle-tattle on Fresno Street?
Tittle-tattle. Well, it's been 10 years since Mr. Vigil worked at the prison.
10 years?
Yeah, I was laughing when you said it was him, and the game is like, nope. Hello.
I'm really dreadfully sorry.
I kind of just want to give him the old voice still. Should I?
I'm really dreadfully sorry about all this. Yes, it's true. I'm Daily Vigil. This is what I've always sounded like. That part wasn't a disguise.
So you were the chief warder at Barclay Prison 10 years ago, yes? So where did Mr. Hugh Boone come from?
Boone is the other me. It's a name I invented.
Well, evidently, there is a great deal under the surface here.
Oh, I'll explain everything. I'll tell you just how wretched my life has become, with my beautiful wife and my upper-class upbringing. It's terrible. I hate it. As you say, it was 10 years ago now that my employment as Barclay's chief warder came to an end. Just between you and me. Having left the prison service, I searched for some new occupation by which to earn a wage. But times were hard in London, and I found no suitable engagements at all. Desperation one day, I turned my hand at selling wares on Fresno Street.
Your wife appears to know nothing of this. She still maintains that you are the chief warder at Barclay Prison.
I was utterly determined that my wife should not know of my failings, which is why I've never told her. I opened an account at the bank under the name of Hugh Boone, and I rented the cheapest room I could find on Fresno Street.
The scene of the very crime we're investigating.
Yes, that's right.
Whoa.
A place from which I could emerge every morning at 8 as a squalid beggar. And transform myself back every evening at 5 into a well-dressed man about town before returning home. That quickly became my daily routine.
I was puzzled by the lack of furniture in the room, but that explains it.
Well, why on earth didn't you just tell us this in the first place?
I have a wife, sir, and 2 sons. Without wishing to sound self-conceited, they regard me with some pride. I couldn't bring myself to disappoint them.
So instead, you decided to conceal your occupation from them.
Yes. It's me. I've always had this voice. I've made such a terrible mess of everything.
Still, one thing doesn't add up. No matter how many tidbits of information you could sell to passing gentlemen, even at 6 pence apiece, you couldn't hope to match the salary you must have commanded as chief warder at the prison. Very true. You have kept your family in comfort despite 10 years of somewhat misbegotten employment.
That was all thanks to Inspector Gregson.
What? Inspector Gregson? What on earth?
It was some 10 years after I invented... It was some years after I'd invite... It was some years after I'd invented Boone and begun my other life as a street seller. The inspector that is, recognized me one day.
Do you mean to say the victim was an acquaintance of yours?
I knew him from my time working at the prison. When he saw what I'd become, he was deeply troubled for me and my family. And from that day forward, he visited me on Fresno Street with increasing regularity.
Excuse me.
Then one day, woo! He asked me if I would carry out a secret assignment for him.
A secret? What was it?
I can't tell you, it's a secret. I was to impersonate the inspector.
What? Impersonate him?
We always met in that little room so the inspector could brief me. Visit Orxie's tomorrow and take a statement from the proprietress. It was always something along those lines. Surveillance work, interviewing people. On those occasions, he would lend me his ID so people would believe who I was. My instructions were to make an impression, to let people know that Inspector Gregson had been at work. And for those services, he compensated me financially.
A Scotland Yard inspector willingly relinquished his ID to your care with intent to deceive. That, as I'm sure I need not point out, is a very serious criminal offense. But why? What was the point of you impersonating him?
I truthfully do not know. All I can say is that the inspector warned me on numerous occasions.
Now remember, Vigil, I need your solemn word. You don't blab about this to anyone, alright?
Ever.
Even if I end up a croaker.
In time, he started to bring papers with him to the room as well. Became something of a second office for him.
So, in fact, the person who declared himself to be Inspector Gregson on the park at Lime Street was really...
Yeah, it was me, acting on the inspector's orders. As usual, I removed my Boone disguise, and then went in as instructed to the park, armed with the inspector's ID book. It never occurred to me that the bruise on my neck might give me away.
Wow. And yet, here we are. Holy guacamole.
Well, it would seem this confession completely destroys the defense's case. Explain yourself, Professor Asogi. My learned friend's assertion was as follows. The victim was killed at another location on the day before his corpse was discovered, at the hands of these two red-headed league men when they imprisoned the inspector.
No!
But no, they can't be.
He's too refined.
But no, they can't be.
Oh my god, stop.
After all, it wasn't the inspector who went to the park that day, it was me.
Oh goodness.
Finally, we've had clarity. We've had nothing to do with the murder of the inspector. Whoop. And merci, Monsieur de la Defense, for proving it.
What? Ah! Well, then who did it? Ozma, buddy, you still haven't proved that Gregson was indeed killed in that room. I love him.
Order, order! Indeed, it would appear that we have reached the de facto conclusion of sorts. These witnesses had no involvement in the murder of the victim. As proven, somewhat ironically, by the defense. I hereby call an end to the cross-examination.
Hold it!
Who could have said that? Oh, gee, I don't know.
Pardon me, my lord, but with your permission, I would like to pose one further question to the witness.
Ozma.
What question, counsel? It concerns the events of 10 years ago. I believe you would have been present at a very significant execution that was carried out at the time.
10 years ago.
I love doing this voice. The execution of Professor Genshin Asogi.
I want to know exactly what your involvement was.
Oh,
Answer me, man.
uh,
One moment, Counsel. Is this related to the current case? Naturally. It is the prosecution's belief that this case and the events of 10 years ago are inextricably linked. Does the defense concur, Counsel?
Kazuma, you're not yourself. You're not as calm as collected as usual. But Kazuma-sama, no wonder he's acting this way. Hell yeah, Lila. Sir Vigil's memories of what happened 10 years ago would tell the tale of Genshin Asugi's last moments. His own father! I know, I do understand that, but even so. Prosecutor Asogi, do you genuinely believe that this question requires an answer in order to learn the truth behind Inspector Gregson's death?
I need you to trust me, please.
Very well. Then the defense has no objection.
I see. In that case, you will answer the question, witness.
the truth is, I remember very little at that time.
You've forgotten?
I'm sorry to say yes. As I said, I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. But for some peculiar reason, my memory of the events leading up to that moment is extremely hazy.
Does that not strike you as strange, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry. Well, 10 years ago is a long time. But to have forgotten the reason why he left such an important job. Yes, you're right. And not only that, Mr. Vigil's claim contradicts what we already know.
The human spirit is a fragile thing. It's broken all too easily. Which is why we have a tendency to wrap it up for protection.
Sorry, the human spirit. Afraid I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
The way that was not an answer. When we experience pain and suffering that we feel unable to bear, we block it out, obliterate it from our memories, seal it away. But it never truly leaves us. If the seal is broken, the memories resurface. And when they do, that fragile spirit may finally be crushed.
But I really don't.
Kazuma-sama.
But if it must be crushed, then so be it, because the truth will not stay buried. It's coming out, one way or another.
Right, now I understand. It's clear what his intentions are. He means to expose the truth at any cost. Perhaps if I pointed out the contradiction in what Mr. Vigil claimed earlier, it might cause some crucial memories to return to him, but should I? Should I present the evidence? Yeah, do it. What do you I want to know. Me, Comfy Catboy. I have no idea how this is going to go. This is a court of law, and I have a duty to pursue the truth. Mr. Vigil, I'd like you to look at this. Evidence that clearly contradicts your version of events. Did he forgot everything? Leaves his post after violating Clause 132. Conduct for prisons. Aiding and abetting the escape. I mean, yeah, okay. I don't. It's this.
Take that!
Obviously. Just a few moments ago, you made the following statement. I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago.
Ah, well, yes. It's me. Daily.
In other words, you claim to have left the post of chief warder of your own volition.
Well, yeah, of course. Why?
Tell me. You remember seeing this document before?
No, I don't.
This is a dismissal notice ordering the immediate termination of a prison staff member's employment.
A dismissal notice?
And the name on the notice is yours, Mr. Vigil.
What? What? It's mine?
So you didn't resign from the prison service at all. For some reason, you were dismissed as chief warder from Barclay.
No, there's been some mistake, I'm sure. I'm sure I tendered my resignation. This dismissal notice is nonsense.
Oh.
Isn't it?
If you were forcibly dismissed, there must have been a good reason. Clearly, you did something. Mr. Vigil, it's time to break the seal and have you remember.
It's a big-ass scroll.
According to the few remaining records, the final execution that you supervised was on 17th June 10 years ago. And on that day, something very serious took place at Barclay Prison.
The 17th of June.
Was that the professor's execution?
But, Professor,
As you were the chief warder at the time, it stands to reason that you would have been present throughout the proceedings.
it does sound familiar.
And yet, the execution never took place. The convict, ostensibly executed earlier that day, later re-emerged from his grave.
Convict came back to life.
In the cemetery in the middle of the night, there was a witness. However, the witness claims that a moment after he saw the convict clambering out of his grave, a gunshot rang out from over his shoulder. A bullet pierced the professor's chest, killing him instantly. Those may have been the professor's actual last moments.
Yes.
Seeing as you were in charge of overseeing executions at the time, you must know the truth of what really happened. It's in your head, somewhere deep down. Well, Chief Warder Daily Vigil, I know there are memories in your head that can explain what happened on 17th June 10 years ago, and now it's time for you to drag them up.
Mr. Vigil.
Yeah, the whole prison, it was complete chaos. It was crazy. It was banana sandwiches. The prisoner escaped. He was killed in the cemetery. The shocking news ripped through Barclay like a hurricane.
What? What?
Order. Do you mean to say, Mr. Vigil, that your memories have returned?
My head, it's like some floodgates have been opened. The images, the screams.
Oh, my goodness.
The papers.
Woo! Crimson, hello.
There were reports, articles about a man who'd seen a ghost.
Yes, Enoch Drebber.
But surely those reports were exaggerated.
There were traces at the scene.
Traces of what? Use your words.
In Lowgate Cemetery at plot number 139, blood, lots of blood. That's where the man was buried, of course. Obviously, something terrible had happened there.
The depths of conspiracy and depravity from which this tale is emerging are quite staggering. I've reviewed the police reports from that time extensively. A thorough investigation was conducted by Scotland Yard to ascertain how the convict managed to escape in the first place. And the conclusion reached by the investigating team was that a member of the prison staff must have been involved. Are you suggesting that a prison warder was abetted the man's bid for freedom?
Oh!
Yes, and I was suspected of doing it. Of using that mass murderer's execution as a way to help him escape.
You did what?
I remember now. The horror of it all is coming back to me. One evening, a few days after the execution, some detectives came to the prison. I was called to the governor's office at the top of the watchtower.
Oh, he's so big.
I'm sorry, Dally, but this is a serious business. I can't help you, no. As Chief Warder, you were responsible for overseeing the execution of four, eh? Well, it seems the fellows at Scotland Yard want to have a few wee words with you about it. Better pack your things, laddie. You're to attend in person.
As soon as he told me that, my mind just went completely blank. And the next thing I knew,
How are you, Crimson?
the professor, the most hated killer in our country's history. And I let him escape.
Shoot! Excuse me.
I'm finished. My life is over.
Oh. He jumped out a window. Ah! Bonk. So he didn't do it on purpose.
Order, bailiff, fetch a doctor at once. Court is adjourned for today with immediate effect.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh.
with Mr. Vigil's collapse, proceedings came to an abrupt end for the day. Once again overshadowed by the legacy of that notorious killer, appearing like a cursed ghost ship on a foggy ocean. Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Vigil, Cosima, and Gregson.
Ow.
All of them bound by invisible chains anchored to the same wreckage in the murky depths of the past. But the miraculous light that had been trying to cut through the gloom and shine on those tragic events was playing on the edges of the truth at last.
What the hell? That's crazy. Wow. Remember when you mocked him for his life being so hard? I don't, but I trust you. Oh no, Crimson, I'm sorry. He got scapegoated. Oh my god. Okay, let me, it might be the end of stream, but hold on. Let me see. Wait. The great, okay, what's, I have a lot of stuff to do, but if the outside of stream today, but if the next part of investigation isn't that long, then I will put, but I don't know that it will. Ooh, baby. Okay, that's case C. Case D. Yeah, there's like an entire investigation. Yeah, we're gonna save that for tomorrow, I think. But we can hang out a little while. We can hang out, babies, for a little bit. Let me save this here, and we'll go over here, babies. Oh, babies. Slaps roof of Great Ace Attorney. This bad boy could be somebody's scapegoats in it. Smack. Hang out and do what? Whatever we want, baby. After I quit the game. Here we go. Don't save. Are you sure? Yeah. I just saved, but thank you. There is no save and quit option, but alright. I believe it. That's a loud truck going by just now. It is garbage day. Boo, boo. Listen, babies. I love you all to pieces. I have a lot of cool stuff that I'm doing. And that, oh man. Okay. I feel like, hold on, what happened this weekend? I wanted to tell you about a cool thing that happened. What was this weekend though? I helped Cozy with a work thing and that was cool. And then we did Cozy's, we played a lot of Among Us on Cozy's birthday subathon, and oh my god, I forgot how fun that was. I've been playing that what do you call it? Baldur's Gate also though. That game's a lot of fun. I'm only just begun. I'm still in the baby beginning part. I'm in a town full of tieflings, and we're just hanging out. And we're nothing bad is happening. Everything is fine. Everything's good. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm trying to think. Amogus. I want to check out Goose Duck, because apparently that's Among Us with a lot of extra steps, and it sounds like a good old time, like a good old fashioned good old time for good boys. Like a good boys. I feel like my brain fell out of my head just now, because I was like, oh yeah, all these fun things to talk about, and then I'm just like, what were they? What happened? Goose Duck is amazing. It's free too, right? Like I gotta check that out. I want to check it out, baby. I had to delete so many Steam games to fit the install. Cause Baldur's Gate 3 is 120 gigs. Goose Goose Duck's rolls are fun. I've never played it. What do you after you get done streaming? It's gonna be work. I have to edit a video, and then I'm gonna edit more videos for me. Ideally for both the YouTube channels and my Ko-fi shop, which I should make a button for, honestly. But I only have one product up there right now, and it's like for people that want to get into video editing. Let me go to Twitter. Let me see. Let me go to my page. But like, yeah, I have a. You know what we can do? You know what I'll do? We'll go back over here. We'll open the browser. Yeah, so I have a Ko-fi shop. There's only one video up there right now, but I want to. God, that's the old font. That's crazy. I want to add a bunch of videos for people that like the YouTube channel alone is like not enough for, you know what I mean? So I have, yeah, we got this guy. I haven't been able to, this month has been like too crazy. I want to do another workshop. I don't know if that probably won't be this weekend, but I do want to do another one. Editing stuff sounds okay. I don't know if this is a setup. Kind of thought after streaming I'd watch anime. I don't know. I don't know what the setup is here. But no, I work during the day. I don't just screw around. Like I'm always doing something. If it's like during the day, the work day, the work day. But yeah, this is my whole deal. Some of you might not know this, but like I do video editing for other VTubers like Punkalopi, for example. And all of these people in this video.
Hi, my name's Comfy, and I've edited videos for all of these.
All of these people. If you recognize any of these people, I have or am currently editing for them. Let me upvote it. It's not set up. No, that'll be maybe later in the evening. But during the day, I have a lot of work I gotta do. All the time, baby. So you know, that's fun. That's a cool, fun, good time. A good boy time for good boy fun time. Fun, good boy times. Boy times! But that's what I'm gonna work on. I have a video. Please stop thinking I'm out to deal. What do you mean, please stop? If you want me to please stop thinking it, then please stop doing it. Otherwise, I gotta be on guard. But don't stop. Because it's funny. But I'm just on guard. I'm on guard all the time. But yeah, I have this, and then I have a video for Roy that I'm gonna work on later. Roy Kiato. And then I'm trying to, on this channel, I mentioned this at the beginning of stream, but I'm trying, my next video I want to do is about sound and like how I get my sound effects and how I implement the sound effects. So that's something I'm excited to work on. I don't know that I'll be able to get that done by Friday, because I like to upload things by Fridays, but we'll see. This week is light on client work, so I'm gonna do my best. Hey babies, I love you all to pieces. What a good we don't usually it's like, hey, the stream's over, I gotta go, but we had some extra time. So we're gonna see who is streaming on twitch.tv. And in the meantime, I posted these just a moment ago, but there's the link to my card. One-stop shop to all things Comfy Catboy. If you want to any of those services I just mentioned, I also offer, like, if you are a content creator that does shorts, I'll review your shorts and give you like feedback. Additionally, we have the Discord, beautiful place full of lovely people. I would love to see you there. The YouTube links, this is a link that'll take you to all my different channels. Probably there will be something that you like there. I think. And then, oh wow. Yeah, let's make a what is happening here? This person has so much stuff on their thing. I think we're gonna make a new friend, potentially. Let's see. They've got a lot on the screen. It looks like day 6 of a dono-thon. Oh, they've got so much going on. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna raid Pichupai. If you are a subscriber, this is our raid message. You can copy and paste that. And if you're not a subscriber, hey, just give it a think if you have the means, if you like. I love you all to pieces. I'll be back tomorrow. We may or may not finish this case. It looks like I've spoiled the non-spoiler spoiler thing. Sort of has it indicates that there is not another piece of the trial. So we'll see what that means. I love you all. Have a lovely day. We'll maybe finish the fight at Halo Reach tomorrow. I hope you have a lovely Wednesday. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Oh.